Hi everyone, this is math lesson 161. We're coming to the end. Don't forget that you need to work on that extra sheet that I sent home with all of the math facts. And then you need to be timed, and whoever has the best time will win a prize. So don't forget. All right, let's look at our paper. It's page 321. So go ahead and get that out. Write your name and number. You'll see a little cat at the top. That's how you know you have the right paper. Okay, very good. So, section 1, you're writing the sums and differences. Okay, and then don't forget some of the problems you're going to have to carry. So, when you carry over to the next place, make sure you add add all of those numbers together, all three numbers, okay? And then section 2, it says color inside each shape. Okay, so you have a little train there, and you need to color the squares orange, the triangles blue, the circles gray, hexagon black, rectangle purple, and trapezoid red. All right, very good. And then section 3, you are counting the money and writing the amount. Section 4, you're setting the clock. You're writing the hour and the minute, the hour hand and the minute hand. And then section 5, you're counting by tens. Now, what I want to focus on today is the back of our worksheet. In a previous lesson, we kind of started learning about multiplication. You say, wow, multiplication, I'm learning multiplication, I'm only in first grade. Well, we're just kind of learning the basics of how we multiply. So we are kind of learning it, but we're kind of learning how it all happens, okay? So if you look at section 1 on the back, you'll see a picture of 4 jackets or 4 coats, okay? Do you see that? All right, and then you'll see that each coat has some buttons, okay? So first of all, let's see, how many coats do you see on this paper? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 4 coats. But the first question, question A, they ask us, how many groups of buttons? Okay, so each coat has some buttons. So that means each coat has a set of buttons. So each set of buttons is a group. So I want you to take a pencil and I want you to circle each group of buttons, all of the buttons on each coat. Circle each set of buttons on each coat. So go ahead and do that. So you should have 4 circles. Okay, now look at letter B. It says how many buttons in each group. So look at each coat, how many buttons are in each group. So let me look at this first coat here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 5 buttons on each coat. So in box A, you should have written 4. Box B, you're going to write 5. So we have the number 4 and 5. So that's going to be important when we get to the end. So we have 4 and 5. Now let's look at C. C says, what do we count by to find how many buttons in all? Okay, so how many buttons are on each coat? 5. So we would count by 5s. Okay, so let's count each coat of buttons. Ready, go. By 5s and begin. 5, 10, 15, 20. So in box D, you're going to put 20. Now look at box E. Now it says write the multiplication fact. Ooh, this is where it gets important. So what were our first 2 numbers at the top? 4 and 5. So those are the 2 numbers you're writing in the boxes. You write 4, and then you see that X in the middle, that's a multiplication sign. That means you're going to multiply. So you would say 4 times 5. 4 times 5 equals, and how many buttons were there in all? 20, because we could count, there's 4 coats, 4 sets of buttons, and we could count by 5s. 4 times 5. 5, 10, let me see here, 5, 10, 15, 20. 4 times 5 equals 20. Makes sense? Okay, let's go to the next one. That one is something new to us all, but let's try section 2. You see some pennies, okay? So first it says circle each group of 5 pennies. So you're going to use your pencil and circle each group that has 5 pennies. So go ahead and count 5 pennies, circle it. 5 more pennies, circle it, so on and so forth. Which, when you're done, it should look like ovals, not circles. They should be ovals, okay? All right, so have you circled all your pennies? Okay, very good. So box A says, how many groups of pennies? Okay, so let's count our groups of pennies. Ready? Or let's count our ovals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 groups of pennies, so that's your first number that you're writing. Box B, how many pennies in each group? How many pennies are in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 again, there's 5 groups, and there's also 5 pennies in each group. Okay, what do we count by? Look at C. It says, what do we count by to find how many pennies in all? Okay, how many groups of pennies are there? There are 5, so we would count by 5s. Okay, so let's count by 5s. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So next to D, how many pennies in all? You're writing 25. Now, E, write the multiplication fact. Okay, so let's see here. There are how many groups of pennies? There are 5. So that's your first number. 5 times, and then how many pennies are in each group? 5. So 5 times 5 equals 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5 times 5 equals 25. Okay? So, I hope that makes sense to you. If not, it's okay. You'll continue to learn it next year when you go to 2nd grade, and you'll be multiplication whizzes by the beginning of the year because you kind of already started learning it. Okay? So I hope you have a great day. Make sure you're obeying your mom and your dad, listening to them, and finishing all your work, because all of your work needs to be turned in by Friday, May 15th, okay? All right, have a great day. See you later.